go to film school. Film study professor Joe Fortunato takes time out of his schedule to join us each and every Friday morning at this time. And today, Valentine's Day tomorrow, Joe's come up with a romantic kind of comedy for us today, which was a huge hit. Mr. Fortunato, take the story from there, my friend. Good morning.
Well, good morning, Ray. Good morning, everybody. And yes, we've got a good one today. Celebrating Valentine's Day tomorrow. This is one of the most beloved and romantic movies of all time, Roman Holiday from 1953. Was released in September of 1953, directed by the great William Wyler. The story was by Dalton Trumbo, but it was credited to his friend McClellan Hunter due to the blacklist, and we can talk about that a little bit more in the future. But Dalton Trumbo was actually the writer, and I always want to give credit to him because so many of those gentlemen got blacklisted back in the 50s. Anyway, it stars the great Audrey Hepburn, Gregory Peck, and Eddie Albert in a supporting role. It had 10 Oscar nominations. That's a lot, including Best Picture. It won 3 Academy Awards for Best Actress for Hepburn, Best Costume Design, and Best Story. Again, for Dalton Trumbo, even though he didn't get credit at the time. In fact, Audrey Hepburn at the time, who was a newcomer, she was the first actress to ever win an Academy Award, a Golden Globe, and a BAFTA, all for the same role in this Roman Holiday. And I said it was beloved. This film is ranked number 4 on the American Film Institute's list of 10 greatest romantic comedies. So way up there. And it was a hit as well. With a budget of only $1.5 million, it took in $5 million in its original domestic market. And I said Audrey Hepburn was a bit of a newcomer, and Gregory Peck said that watching her in her first starring film role in Roman Holiday was like watching a flower suddenly come to bloom, and that she was born to play this princess. And in fact, Gregory Peck and Audrey Hepburn became close friends. Wow, they were lifelong friends, really, when they were making the movie. A lot of the film's success was attributed to the public's fascination with the British scandal at the time with Princess Margaret, who was creating a stir in England with her highly publicized romance with Commodore Peter Townsend. And anyone who's ever seen The Crown will know that story a little bit. But the princess was forced to renounce her true love because he was divorced, and she had to marry more suitably. So that whole Princess Margaret royal scandal that was going on at the time kind of, played or increased the interest in this film.
Yeah, and that came to light, like you mentioned, Joe. That's when I really got to know it about The Crown. But Audrey Hepburn was such a, I don't want to say innocent, but the love of her was really captivating. And this movie right here jump-started a number of these type of getaway movies for her. Yeah, in fact,
After they were filming, Gregory Peck told the producers that Audrey Hepburn was certainly going to win an Oscar for this role, which she did, that they had better put her name above the title, which they did, and she did. So that was all Gregory Peck, which is very generous of him. And in fact, talking about the location, Italy is almost a character in itself in this movie, and Paramount originally wanted to shoot this movie in Hollywood, but director William Wyler refused and said, insisting that it be shot on location, which of course is the right choice. They agreed, but with a lower budget. So this meant that the movie would be in black and white instead of the expected Technicolor, because partially he didn't want the locations and the gorgeous scenery to upstage his actors. So that was one of the reasons, besides budgetary concerns, that they went black and white. Audrey Hepburn won the role of Anne thanks to a legendary screen test. She performed a scene from the film, and the cameraman was instructed to just keep the cameras rolling after the director yelled cut. So after several minutes of unrehearsed, spontaneous, Audrey Hepburn was all captured on film, and that combined with her candid interview footage won her the role of this. And Audrey Hepburn, she was so overwhelmed at winning an Oscar for this film that she, at the Oscar ceremony that night, she took the wrong route to get to the stage, gave a breathless speech, then left her trophy in the ladies' room. Wow. And then she realized that she had left the trophy and the Oscar was missing, so there was a frantic rush to go find it. And she and the Oscar were soon reunited and live happily ever after together.
Sounds like the way she acted in that movie, right? The character at the beginning where she ends up in the bathtub.
Very much so. And Gregory Peck, he was hungry to do a comedy because he hadn't really done too much comedies, and he jumped at this opportunity. And he later said that every romantic comedy script he had the chance to read always had the fingerprints of Cary Grant on it. And what's ironic about that is this role was originally written for Cary Grant. Yes, it was. So Gregory Peck was actually right to say, oh, all the good roles go to Cary Grant. Well, this is one that he got.
You know, Joe, every time this movie is on, I stop and watch it, and it's kind of all of the things you listed there. One, her performance, his performance, the scenery of Italy, and it's just kind of like fun type of movie, coming of age. I just really love the movie a lot in all aspects of it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a great movie, and let's give you a little credit for actually. You gave me credit for bringing this one to the fore, but you suggested this one, so I'm pretty proud of you, Ray.
Every now and then, right? Every now and then. Joe Fortunato, he takes us to film school today. Roman Holiday, a good one for Valentine's Day weekend. What do you got going over at your website, Joe? I know you and I are going to get together pretty soon.
Yes, we are. Lots of stuff coming up in my world. Please go to my website, joefortunato.net, and look at the events page. First off, I want to talk about tomorrow. Tomorrow at the Green Branch Library to celebrate Valentine's Day, I'm going to give a lecture. This is free. This is at the Green Branch Library on the legacy and history of Casablanca. So this isn't a typical Fortunato Film School screening. We're not going to screen the film, but I'm going to give a lecture. I'm sure we'll have a discussion about classic film in general. So this is a fun time. Maybe you don't have time to go to a whole screening, so come join us for the lecture and discussion tomorrow at 11 a.m. at the Green Branch Library. That's free, and you can check that out at joefortunato.net. Also, you mentioned us getting together. Well, we have a film screening for you coming up as well in March. Fortunato Film School Live, we're doing The Godfather on March 21st at Jilly's. So you want to make sure, we'll be talking about that more, of course, but you want to make sure you go get your tickets now because they are on sale. So you can go through my website or Jilly's website, but get your tickets.
Yeah, and the last couple of we've really packed them in there, and this to me is just a home run here, as Joe mentioned. Get your tickets for that now. I can't wait. It's one of my favorite movies. I can't wait to go to film school with Joe Fortunato on this one. It's going to be a lot of fun. Joe, as always, my friend, thank you for making the time. Good one today, Roman Holiday. Have a good weekend, and we'll do it again next Friday.
All right, I look forward to it. We'll see you then.
You got it, my friend. Joe Fortunato taking us to film school here on this Friday morning. 93.5, 1590 W.